Well, good morning and welcome to everyone. Yesterday, the City of St. Louis issued 4 marriage licenses, one each to 4 couples who have planned committed lives together. This is not in itself remarkable. Of course, the city issues thousands of marriage licenses each year. Which makes these licenses very special is that these are the first issued by the City of St. Louis to couples of the same sex. In 2004, I proudly stood with a broad base of St. Louisans who publicly opposed the Missouri constitutional amendment that would ban same-sex marriages. In 2009, I was one of the mayors who voted to commit the U.S. Conference of Mayors to supporting marriage equality. In 2012, I joined Mayors for the Freedom to Marry, a number of mayors of nearly 100 cities at the time now, and it's in excess of 400 mayors, in a proactive campaign to support the freedom of gay and lesbian couples to marry and to enjoy the full rights of married couples in Missouri and the United States. This year, mayors from across the country reaffirmed our support for the freedom to marry of same-sex couples and urged the courts, including the United States Supreme Court, to speedily bring national resolution to this issue by ruling in favor of freedom to marry nationwide. I said then, and I repeat it now, this is not only a matter of fairness, and it certainly is that. Cities are strengthened by their families. I want St. Louis to be the sort of diverse and open place in which all families, gay and straight, choose to live, be creative, and build businesses. This is a human rights issue. This is a quality of life issue. This is an economic issue. I promised you a 4th term that would make history because of what we would do together for St. Louis. St. Louis is a global competitor as an international trade hub, as an incubator of new companies, as a place of culture and arts, as a magnet for immigrants and entrepreneurs, and for animal lovers, as a city of parks and trails, and as the sort of place that figures in young people's dreams. I promise to continue to build on a sense of tolerance that has already made St. Louis one of the nation's most gay-friendly cities. Yesterday's action and this morning's announcement marks the City of St. Louis as a place to ask its residents. Yesterday's action and this morning's announcement marks the City of St. Louis as a place unwilling to ask its residents to wait forever for a wave of tolerance to sweep up the Mississippi River. We acted because it was the right thing to do, and of course, I certainly expected that there would be litigation as a result. I did not take this lightly or without a great deal of thought. The city councilor and a former Missouri Supreme Court justice wrote opinions to guide us. They wrote that the United States Constitution is the supreme law of the land. They wrote that if the United States Constitution requires something that the Missouri Constitution prohibits, we have a legal duty to abide by the U.S. Constitution. And the city councilor concluded that the U.S. Constitution requires marriage equality. I concurred. So yesterday, we purposely created a clear, direct, legal challenge to Missouri's unconstitutional ban on marriage equality. I want to get this before the courts so that we can settle this issue once and for all on behalf of anyone who has been negatively impacted by the enshrinement of insidious discrimination within the Missouri State Constitution. Last night I called Attorney General Chris Koster to tell them what we have done. This morning his lawyers and my lawyers have been in court. The Attorney General filed a lawsuit against us, as is his duty. We agreed in court that we would not issue any more licenses until this issue has been resolved by the Missouri Supreme Court or by a change in state law or by a federal court order. I called Attorney General Koster because I wanted to move this forward in an orderly and a respectful way. I do not want to create uncertainty while this matter goes before the courts. But make no mistake about it. I and all of us standing here this morning are doing this to force the issue and to get the law settled for everyone who wants to get married in the state of Missouri. I strongly commend the courage of the couples, some of whom I've known for years, others of whom I've met only recently. They will face scrutiny of the intolerant, and they will be supported by the love and respect of our most fair-minded people. I wish them every happiness, and I pledge the full resources of my office to affirm the solemn contracts that they have made together. I also want to thank our Recorder of Deeds, Sharon Carpenter, whose office issued the licenses. Sharon has been very supportive, and of course her staff cooperative throughout this entire effort. And I am not all surprised that Sharon would crown a career of dedicated public service with this extraordinary act of civic decency. It makes me very proud to stand with her this morning. Sharon?
Your Honor. Good morning, everyone. I usually don't make formal statements, but this is one that's awfully important. Yesterday, in issuing the licenses to these couples, was the culmination of a long decision-making process that began first with myself and the fact that I abhor discrimination in any of its forms, no matter how it comes, whether it's to an individual or a group. As a Recorder of Deeds, I've taken an oath, as all elected officials do, to uphold the United States Constitution, the laws of Missouri, and the laws of the city of St. Louis. As a former history teacher, I've always known that the U.S. Constitution is the top dog, and anything that doesn't fall into line is not the law. And so, but not being a lawyer, I asked for the opinions that the mayor talked about, and they're wonderful opinions. They supported my idea. And yesterday, June 25th, 2014, in good conscience and with no reservations as to the legality of my actions, and with profound joy, these marriage licenses were issued by me under my signature, being allowed to participate in providing equal protection under the law to individuals long discriminated against was an amazing moment. I congratulate these couples. They've loved and lived lives of service and community, and now they have every right that every American in these United States has, as it should be and should always be for individuals and groups. Because I always remember, if someone can discriminate against one group, when do they discriminate against me? And so I'm a happy person today, and I congratulate you guys, and I know you're going to be great for us.
Thank you so much, Sharon. And our next speaker will be the Alderman of the 25th Ward, Alderman Shane Cohen, who is our first openly gay alderman in the city of St. Louis, and someone we have worked very closely with on this issue. Shane?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, good morning. This is indeed a very momentous occasion for many of us in the LGBT community. This has been a journey that has gone on for many, many decades, and is culminating here today and yesterday afternoon, right here in the mayor's office in the city of St. Louis. It is a journey that I have personally been on my entire life. It is one which I have struggled with my family, my friends, my community, my neighbors. I have had the great privilege of building a family and network of people around me who have been extremely supportive and have been tremendous allies for change, both here in St. Louis and across the country. And I think upon this occasion today that this moment in time would not have been possible without those relationships. I constantly tell young people in our community the importance of being who they are. It is such an important thing to know, that people need to be able to feel welcomed and supported by their community, by their friends, and by their family. And when that does not happen, it is a terrible, terrible injustice that needs to be righted. And I cannot express fully how appreciative I am to tremendous allies such as Mayor Slay and Recorder of Deeds, Sharon Carpenter. Without their support, today would not be possible, and this city is more just and more fair as a result of what is taking place. As I mentioned, this has been a journey for me my entire life. This journey will continue. Today is not the end. Today is only just another step in this journey towards equality for all people. As an openly LGBT person, I have dealt with discrimination in all forms. Whether that is not being served by someone, being kicked out by someone, being rejected, by family or friends as a result of who I am. Those things are not okay. And today, we actually are making a difference in letting the people of the city of St. Louis know that their city cares about them and stands with them in their journey. And this journey, as I mentioned, will continue, not only for the LGBT community, but for all of those communities that are disadvantaged in our society. And we will fight this fight on every front to make sure that St. Louisans have a fair shot at a fair shot at equality and a fair shot at a healthy life and a loving life at that. And so again, I just want to express my gratitude and thanks to the mayor of the city of St. Louis, Francis Slay, and to the Recorder of Deeds for the city of St. Louis, Sharon Carpenter, for allowing me to continue this battle and being here today with you all. Thank you.
Okay, now we'll hear from the couples, our newly married couples in the city of St. Louis. We'll first hear from John Durnell and Richard Eaton, who were the first couple to be married last night here in my office. John?
Well, good morning, everyone. Gosh, I'm going to tear up again. I am so sorry. This has been such an emotional roller coaster with all that's been going on. Richard and I have been together for 39 years. We've lived in the Soulard neighborhood since 1981, been very active in our community in Soulard. We're very active in our church, Lafayette Park United Methodist Church. I'm a trustee. He is on the board of the church. We are just the face of what has taken place behind us with the mayor and Sharon Carpenter's help. We have benefited from this, and I mean, after 39 years, we pretty much had our relationship down to an art, if you want to say. But knowing that we are truly recognized as a married couple, is so amazing. Okay. That's about it. I mean, are they supposed to ask questions or something like that? Anybody? Right afterwards. Oh, okay, good. Then I'm going to step out of here.
Todd Martin and David Gray were next to marry. Todd?
David and I have been together for 22 years now, going on 23. We've seen ourselves as an old married couple for quite some time. Sharon and Mayor Slay helped to make that actually become a reality last night. As most of you know, 1 year ago today, the Supreme Court struck down DOMA as unconstitutional. Also, 1 year ago today, we became engaged. And then last night, we were able to realize the happiness of actually being able to get married here in what our home city, our home state of St. Louis, Missouri. Our ability to get married was due in no small part to the bold actions of Mayor Slay and Recorder of Deeds Sharon Carpenter, who stood up for equality and recognized that prejudice in any form has no place in the city of St. Louis. It also builds on the great work of a lot of advocacy organizations and passionate individuals including Promo, which is our own Missouri local advocacy organization, HRC, and others. You know, the world has changed so much since we were younger, and I guess, well, we aren't the oldest married couple up here, but we're working on it. When we were in school, it was not okay to be gay. It wasn't accepted to be out where we grew up. Today, you see junior high kids and high school kids willing to come out, confident in who they are, confident that they're going to be accepted by their friends and family, and that is so exciting for us to see. And that's happened in only 30 short years. Gays and lesbians are able to serve openly in the military, and then in many states across the country, they're allowed to get married to each other. Unfortunately, Missouri continues to discriminate against lesbians and gays, not allow them to get married, and that was until last night. I think it's important for everybody to know, from my perspective, from our perspective, that the couples up here represent 100 years of committed, loving relationship, a century of love, and by Mayor Slay's actions and Sharon Carpenter's actions, that's now being officially recognized by the state of Missouri. I think it's also important to note that marriage equality has come to St. Louis, and the writing's on the wall for everybody who's opposed. Marriage equality is coming to Missouri. It's coming. And so you might as well get ready for it, because it's almost here, and it's going to be here statewide soon. That what we did today, we're not special, we're not unique, we're just up here representing ourselves and appreciate the opportunity to play one small part in this history-making venture. So we want to thank all of you for joining with us last night. It was certainly a lot of fun. We want to thank Mayor Slay, Alderman Cone, Promo, Sharon Carpenter, and all of our friends and family for joining us as well. This was an exciting night for us, and it's an exciting day for us. We don't know what the days ahead hold, but we're looking forward to it. Thank you.
Miranda Dushek and Mima Davis were married in a spiritual ceremony 2 years ago, but they made it official last night. Mima?
Thank you, Mayor Slay. You here with me?
I'm here
Okay,
with you.
great. Good morning. Of course, yes, as Mayor Slay stated, we were married 2 years ago in a spiritual ceremony in front of 130 of our closest family and friends. It's really interesting. After that ceremony, people would say to us, "Are you going to Iowa to get the license?" I was like, why would I go to Iowa when I live in St. Louis? Why don't we fight this battle right here? And when given that opportunity, when that opportunity presented itself, my number one priority was, hey, I could do this all over again with this one, and I really love her. So I got to do that again, and that was a lot of fun. But a bigger picture was, it wasn't so much about history, because, 10 years, next week, no one's going to really remember that this was history. But it was big for me because historically, I want to wake up in the morning and know that I was on the right side. That when I was given what I call a torch that comes from the beginning of my brothers and sisters, from Stonewall, from my Matthew Shepard, when that torch was passed to me, when I had an opportunity to pick up that torch, I need to wake up every morning and say, I took it and ran with it. So yes, we did that. And I'm really happy. Thank you, Mayor Slay. Shane. Sharon. 1 in a million. And we're married, and yeah, it feels a confirmation of a life long. I've been doing this. My mother told me yesterday that she was so proud, and she said, when you were a kid, I could never put on frilly clothes on you because you'd go roll in the mud, and we knew. And it was just a beautiful opportunity to be validated, whole, complete, and authentic. Thank you very, very much.
And next, I'd like to introduce Bruce Yampolsky and Terry Garrett, who will speak next.
Good morning, everyone. We are so happy and so pleased that love has taken us to this point in our lives. We were honored to be married last evening. We have new friends and family here, and our rabbi from Central Reform Congregation performed a ceremony beautifully, and we're very proud of that fact. We're very pleased also that I've worked closely with Promo, SAGE, which is the most important organization too, working with LGBT seniors in St. Louis, of which I'm the current president. And we're just very happy, very pleased. I want a special thank you to Mayor Slay, Recorder of Deeds, Sharon Carpenter, Shane Cohen, many others, I'm sure. And we're glad to be part of history. But love is all what it's about. Thank you so much.
I'm Terry. He's Bruce. He's Bruce. I'm Terry. Soon I'll be Garrett Yampolsky.
He's going to hyphen his name. Thank you.
And I just want to recognize Reverend Wes Mullins and Rabbi Talvi, who were the officiators in a couple of the marriages last night. And A.J. Brockelman's here from Promo. And I know there's a number of other people here as well who we work with. I wish more people were actually there. And I know that we couldn't make that happen and actually watch it and be part of it, because you see two people in love with each other that are committed to each other for the rest of their lives. And what I said last night, and I'll say it today, I can't think of anything more beautiful, and I can't think of anything more right. And I can't think of anything better for our city and for the people who choose to live here. Again, this is about human rights, it's about quality of life, and it's about an economic imperative as well. We want to attract people of all diverse backgrounds who have something to contribute to our community. And we all know that the LGBT community in this city has, and the individuals and the collective have contributed greatly to our society, to our culture, to our neighborhoods, and to what we are as a city. So I was proud to stand there last night with Sharon Carpenter and these committed couples to not only, send a message of, who we are and what we want to be as a city, but also to take a leadership role in changing minds of others. If we didn't do this in the city of St. Louis, it would not have been done anywhere in any other city in the state, I believe. We have the responsibility, and I believe the privilege, to change minds, and that's what we're set out to do.